we started in combat.
Oh yeah, with the giant spider.
Getting jumped by a spider the size of a terrier,
Yep.
which we promptly tasered and shot with a pistol. And hit it with several different magical spells. But it died, I believe, to a pistol shot. Or no, it died to a sacred flame. That's what it died to.
Oh, nice.
And then we found Misty. She was like, yeah, that sounds like fairy magic when we described our situation to her. She enlisted us to help her get rid of even more spiders, and which we successfully did without getting eaten. We even going down in the cave to act as living bait. We then went on a Walmart run where Fitz spent her last $5 on a pack of zip ties.
You guys keep abducting people.
And Carol proceeded to fund the rest of the operation on her credit card, as well as pick up a pistol herself. Then we went to Mialassa's next show at the Old Town Tavern. We staked it out ahead of time. Watched people arriving, including Mialassa, who like dove into the bushes and disappeared. Very weird. And then afterwards, I have this in my notes named Operation Nab the Droolers. I don't know why that's named that, but which we did successfully nab the people, as you, I think, put it in our recap. We successfully committed felony kidnapping.
Oh yeah, you grabbed Oliver and Reese.
We were like, I think we hit them both with magical spells. I think she got hit with, what was it? What made her fall over? Oh,
hideous laughter?
No, because that was him. She got hit with something else, keeled over, and then he's just like,
sleep.
Oh yeah, he got hit with sleep, and then she got hit with hideous and he got hit with hideous laughter, just laughing at her on the ground, and he falls over, and then we carry our drunk friends to the car. We successfully
zip tie them. Don't forget, zip tie them.
Oh yeah, zip tied them, of course. As is our current MO, zip tie everyone to everything. We cart them out to Misty, who we get to take the charm off of them, unfortunately, before we think to unzip tie them. So they immediately start panicking, understandably. And Carol calms down her son, Oliver. We are utterly unable to calm down Reese.
So many failures.
So many in a row. And then we do get her parents there, manage to convince them through our one set of decent rolls that it's okay. We lie about the fact that, it's not going to happen again. It's fine. And we get paid. And Carol decides to join up with the group. And I have written down the following exchange right at the end that seems emblematic. Which is Fitz saying, "We keep doing what we've been doing," and then Malachi says, "Kidnapping people." No. And that was like the end of my notes.
That's why I got mad at you.
And that's like the end of my notes, other than after business expenses and franchising fees and paying off some of Pi Squared's outstanding debts, we're each left with about $50. But that next time we should be in better financial shape. This time there were a bunch of unpaid bills and debts we had to kind of clear. And also we now have someone who knows a thing or two about business who might be able to help us handle our financials a little bit better.
Please help.
That's right.
But that was where we left off.
Nice. And had you guys decided that you needed to try to deal with Mialassa on a more permanent level?
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about
we had taken no steps yet.
Right, but we did decide on what we wanted to do for the future.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. So so you guys are done with that case in terms of you got paid, but of course Mialassa is still out there, and this is going to just keep happening. So Norah is pretty easily able to find out Mialassa's next gig is at Club Red, right here in Mesa, not very far from where you guys are, downtown. You could even walk there from your office. And yeah, that's where, the next place she's going to be.
So, or where are we at right now? Are we back? Did we head back?
You're back
to
at
the
the
office?
office. This is like the next day. Like
Cool.
things wound down. Carol went home and chilled with Oliver, and you guys figured out the finances, and everything's just kind of decompressed.
Note that I wanted to make. When I get back home with Oliver,
Uh-huh.
show back up in my little apartment, and there's a bunch of pictures on the wall, including a number of pictures that include my late husband. I just like to, like, when I get home, get Oliver settled, stop in front of those, and just sort of look and see, like, does he suddenly look different in these old pictures than I remembered him?
Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, he sure does. Now that you are awakened, yeah, he looks a lot like Oliver in that he has that kind of fey aspect to him.
Cool. Sort of take that in and process it.
Yep. Yeah. So that kind of starts to put two and two together. Okay. So yeah. So Club Red. It's a live music venue in like this little shopping mall kind of space. And you know that she's showing up there in a couple of nights. She goes scheduled to go on at 7. So that's your next lead.
Fitz, do you think that we should go see Mialassa at this next show in a couple days?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's a good idea, especially if we want to do that whole like tracking idea that we had to try to figure out more, like if she's doing this on her own or if she's doing this for someone else. Just finding out more information, seeing more what she does outside of these concerts.
Well, we have a couple of days to prep. Last time we got them out of there, but what should we do this time? Like, we have the day and we have a couple nights, so.
I guess we don't really need to do extraction anymore, because if we wanted to rescue everybody under Mialassa's spell, we're going to need a lot of zip ties and a lot of luck, so we're just not going to go that route. And I guess if our focus is now like focusing on how to free everyone from Mialassa, we really just need more information on Mialassa. So I guess what we have to decide as a team is how we want to go about trailing her. Like, do we want to do it all together? Just some of us? Do we want to do like some disguise ourselves as a fan? Do we want to not do that? It's like there's a lot of different ways we could go with this. What do you think?
I'm kind of interested in like what the people are doing during the day, I guess, and trying to track like, are the people that watch them and like monitor them, or are they just like out and about acting as like decrepit fans or whatever? But yeah, go ahead, Sara.
I was gonna say on that note, from talking to Oliver, and I think did you say before that like they don't really remember what was going on? Like, are we able to get any information from Oliver, like of what she might have been doing, anything else that shows up, or just everything from that moment on is blank?
Yeah, it's all very fuzzy. It's not totally blank. So it's like if he's prompted, like, oh, do you remember that one night where this thing happens? It's kind of like if you drink too much and you forget the next day, but then when someone mentions it, like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's basically what his experience is.
Okay. Probably not a lot that'll help us.
Yeah, if we can't like prompt them, then.
So yeah, I wanted to ask him about something specific we suspect, but I don't think we suspect anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys could, now that you know what to look for, you could easily track down some of her fans. Like, they're basically, street people that are awakened, and, some of you have a variety of contacts that you might be able to use to find those sorts of people, or just like drive around and spot and talk to them. So that's an option if you want to do that, depending on what you would want to get out of that experience.
What about seeing where she goes during the day?
You would need to find a way to pick up on her. So you could like try following her after a show or something like that. But you have not figured out where she goes basically when she's not at a show.
Hey, Norah, do you think we could follow her during the day and see where she goes?
I mean, we can try, but I think her next show is like in a couple of days. I don't think she has anything until then, so I don't know where she would be otherwise.
What if we follow her around after the show?
Right, that's our plan. But we're talking about what we're doing until then.
Oh.
And she seems to have some kind of spells to get away, because I mean, she just kind of dipped out, and I don't know where she went.
Right. Malachi, have you read about any spells like that in your books?
Oh yeah, there's lots of spells that can do crazy stuff like that. I can't cast anything that powerful, but maybe she could. I don't know. She seems like some kind of fairy lady. I'm sure she's got some kind of fairy magic.
Is there some kind of like magical tracker that you guys can do? You can just go.
I mean, it's like a cell phone.
Right.
Does
That's
she
where
even
you're the
use
genius
it?
one.
Have we seen her use a cell phone?
I don't know, but who doesn't have a cell phone these days?
It looks like her tech level is pretty darn low. You don't think that she has a cell phone. She has like an Instagram and a Facebook account, but it doesn't seem like she's very active on them. She's not putting out very much stuff, or maybe other people are doing it for her.
What if we were to go after one of her followers? We're kind of assuming that they're just sort of doing whatever during the day, but what are the chances that connections? Do we think that they are possibly visiting her at any point? And we've talked about the question of what is she doing with stuff? Is she siphoning off energy? Is that only happening during concerts? Is that their only contact? I don't know if that's something that we want to follow to try to see if any of them are doing anything that would lead us to her in between performances.
Yeah, so you can actually get that from Oliver, that none of the fans have any contact with her outside of her performances, because, I mean, your guys' impression based on the show that you shut down and almost started a riot in doing so would be that, like, if her fans could get access to her, they would just mob her constantly.
Oh, what about her? What if we went after her band members, though?
Right. They might be an easier target.
Yeah. Are they more techie? Have we noticed them?
What do you mean go after them?
Just
Like follow
track them.
Are
Not
they the
like,
same each time?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, was it the same band members from the first time to the second time?
The cello guy was the same one, yeah. And you know,
Shells.
based on Nora's information, you know that there's a handful of instrumentalists that work with her. So that wouldn't be too hard to figure out who they are. Would be step number one, because they're not on like any of their promotional material. So you'd have to like call, the club and be like, who are these people? But you could probably get that information. They're obviously not going to tell you like, where they live or anything like that, but you might be able to follow them on social media.
If we can,
On the internet.
Yeah.
if we manage to maybe find what car they use to haul all their stuff and get the license plate, my friend, what's his name, Joe, might be able to track it for us. Help us narrow down where they go. The one in the FBI.
Do
Maybe
you
his
think
name's
she's
Gary.
gonna stay with? She would be staying with one of them.
Well, maybe
Or-
not. But if we track where the car goes and where it stops, and maybe where it stays the longest at different periods of time, might give us at least a place to start.
It sounds like our best option is to follow some people around. It's just deciding who those people are going to be.
And
So
if
what
we're
are you guys trying to, like, what do you want to find out? What are you trying to accomplish?
think we're at the any information is good information stage.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think
I guess top
We're-
priority is where is she not at performances?
Yeah, where does she call home?
Got it. Okay, so I can just storyboard that for you. So this is not a thing that you can do until or unless you confront or trap her. And even then, it may be questionable because of her fairy powers.
Okay.
So you're going to need to confront her personally and physically, or track her from the next show in order to divine that information.
Right.
She is functionally off the grid and unavailable for being found.
But isn't tracking her after the show what we were talking
so
about?
before the show, do we want to follow around some of the other kids that are on the street, and then afterwards try and follow her? Is that the plan?
I think that's a good plan. I'm not sure what we're going to find out from tracking her fans, because wasn't the report saying that they just kind of seem like people,
they
like they
just
don't
kinda
do
lay
anything,
around.
they just wait. But I mean, hey, like we said, any information is good information, so we can if we want to. I'm fully in for it.
We could also try and talk to Oliver. I know he doesn't remember a whole lot, but we could see, I don't know, maybe he has weird marks on him or something like that, or if anything's happened to him. I don't know how much we'll be able to get out of him.
What do you guys want to accomplish following the fans? We're talking to them.
Actually curious if they track them. I'm curious to see if there's anybody that kind of like monitors them or tracks them.
Oh, anybody watching the fans? Like, I see what you're saying. I like that.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Or
good.
if they're just kind of scattered on their own.
Okay.
Yeah, or is it just like completely random, like whoever just gets charmed, or is there like rhyme or reason? I don't know.
I like that.
Ah, okay.
Big brain. It's big brain looking for patterns.
Cool. Okay, so you guys drive around, find some of the fans, talk to them, kind of keep an eye out for various other things that may be happening. So who's primarily leading this investigation?
Good
I'm
investigation.
driving the car.
I can be helping spot people to talk to. I'm probably not the best person to go up and talk to them, but I can look for people.
Yeah, I'll probably talk to people.
Okay, so actually let's do this as a skill challenge, as an extended skill challenge would probably be the most appropriate thing. So you guys need to get 3 successes before you rack up 3 failures. Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative so that we know what order we're going to go in.
11 from me.
What do we add to initiation?
Just Dex.
Okay.
Oh, then my initiative is. I wrote it wrong on my character sheet. Whoops. Mine is 14, actually. I
Okay.
forgot that my character sheet needs to be remade because it's a mess.
So I'm last.
Okay, so using whatever skill you think is most appropriate to, so you're talking to the street people, trying to track them, figure out like if there's any pattern to who gets involved, see if anybody's keeping an eye on them, those kinds of things. So Carol, what skill do you want to use and how are you using it?
Yeah, I like to use investigation.
Okay.
One. And just to recap, because I cut out there for a moment, we're following the street people to see what they're doing and if there's any patterns, right?
Right, the fans, yeah.
Yeah, I want to, I guess, see if we can follow any of them and see if they're going like to particular places. Are they congregating, or do we only ever see like 1 or 2 like on their own?
Got it.
Things like that.
Okay, great. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay, that is not enough. So that's 1 failure. Yeah, so you're trying to poke around and figure out more about the street people and what they're up to, and you're just not able to kind of put the pieces together. It's not adding up to anything that makes sense to you just yet. Norah.
All right, I'm gonna use persuasion.
Okay.
To talk to any of the ones that we see. Just kind of, I know that they're charmed, so I'm trying to like incorporate Mialassa into the conversation. Be like, oh, you're like your super fan, and you'll get like more stuff or whatever. To see if I can like pin together what Carol was after, try to see if there's like anyone that's always looking for them or anything like that.
Okay, sure. All right, go ahead and roll that.
24.
All right, that is a success. Okay, Fitz.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is focusing on the idea of quite possibly somebody else is kind of watching these brainwashed, charmed people for whatever their nefarious purposes. While looking at this big crowd of charmed people, I'm gonna do insight on all the people walking near them or around them or looking at them to see if they're actually there for nefarious and suspicious purposes.
Cool. Roll it.
See if there's anyone hanging out that shouldn't be hanging out.
Yep.
Oh no, 10. No.
Okay. That's 2 failures, only 1 success. Malachi.
I'm going to use perception as we're driving around to just try and spot some people. Like, I'm just trying to spot some of these awakened people with my keen eyes to see, just to have us, to give us more people to try and go talk to or interact with.
Okay, great.
That is a 21.
That is a success. Okay, 2 success, 2 failures. So, Carol, it all hinges on you. What's your skill and what are you doing?
No. Can we use the same skills or does it need to be like a
Different skill.
Okay, it is
Different skills.
Let's see.
Creative skill use.
Yeah. Can I use deception to try to like act like I am also like one of the followers and just sort of like meld with the crowd and see if I can pick up our locations as we go?
Yeah, perfect. 18?
Yep.
That is a success. Okay, you guys pass the skill challenge. Just barely. Okay, so here's what you guys are able to piece together. So your impression is that where Mialassa plays is semi-random. Like she'll every now and then go back to the same venue, but it seems just like whatever's available, she'll play at.
Directions to Auburn, Indiana.
The audience members do sort of share information, but they don't like recruit new people. Like all the new charmed people are just those that are there like on a happenstance. Like Reese, was just like going out to a club and happened to hear it. Oliver as well was just like going out and happened to hear. So it doesn't seem like there's any pattern to that. But you do realize that this is a new phenomenon. Like Mialassa is a fey creature. She's certainly older than 3 or 4 months. So what you guys start to put together is like, what has she been doing? Why did she come here now? Where was she before? Because you all realize that these charmed people that's only been happening. Basically, Oliver was like one of the first to go get charmed and go missing. So that's the like odd thing that you all put together is like, where was she before? She wasn't in Phoenix. Why did this all start just now?
So I don't think we're going to be able to figure out where she was before until we find out more information about like herself, until we can track her after the concert in a few days. Because you tried tracking her on social media already, and that wasn't enough that's barely enough to even find out where she goes, so I don't think we're going to find out where she's been if she was even less active before.
Do you think one of the other offices might have any idea of something like this? Have they seen something here before? And maybe she's new to this area, but maybe they've seen something like this.
We can definitely give a call to headquarters in Athens and see what they say.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Malachi, go ahead and get a point of inspiration for that. That's a good thought to go ahead and reach out to the other Pi Squared offices.
He is our resident genius.
Okay, so you guys call Mr. Vaughn, who's the head at the Athens office right now and is the chief of Pi Squared. You kind of report in what's happening with your case. And he says this reminds him of a case file. Give him some time to dig it up, and that amount of time is he can have it to you tomorrow. So the day of Mialassa's next show. So the next day, you guys get an email with a case summary of a file that was reported in the Saskatoon office of a very similar phenomenon. This was also by a female fairy creature. The description is very different from Mialassa's. It's a golden hair, dark-skinned creature that had very distinct wings, and that was being fairly deliberate with regards to her process. It seems like she played 3 or 4 private clubs, and that it was more nefarious, I guess. The club people, the club owners were in it with her to suck the life out of the club members, and that Pi Squared office had to put her down pretty hard. She fought against them, and it was a battle. So that's what Mr. Vaughn digs up for you. So similar creature, it sounds like phenomenon, but definitely a different entity.
Any details from them on how they took her down? If there was stuff that worked or didn't work particularly well against whatever it was?
Yeah. Yes. So it seems like they confronted her with extreme prejudice. So swords, spells, guns. Like I said, it sounded like it was a struggle. It sounded like the creature was genuinely evil, the one that they were facing. Very different MO from what you guys have found so far from Mialassa.
So
it sounds like with Mialassa, maybe we want to go in with more of a not so much guns blazing at first.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm not super familiar, as you guys know, I'm not super familiar with everything that's going on in Carol 2, but what do you guys know about these fey creatures? Is it possible that her singing is just magic and she can't help it, but she just wants to sing, so she does it anyways? Could it be this is just an unfortunate side effect?
Would I know that? Would either of us have any experience knowing that one?
Yeah, that'd be Arcana.
Okay.
All right, I'm trained in Arcana. I'll give that
So
a go.
Fitz, you two are the experts in all things.
15.
15. Yeah, I mean it's difficult to know. Based on the case file that you guys got from the Saskatoon office, it sounds like that creature knew what it was doing, and what it was doing was bad. You're based on the pattern that you've seen from Mialassa, it is unclear if she knows what she is doing. Certainly, there's many stories of fairy creatures that survive not on food, but on hope, on fear, on love. There's lots and lots of stories of fairy creatures that basically take sustenance from human emotions and experiences. There are even fairy creatures that feed off of memories. So it's entirely plausible that she's just doing her thing and just trying to have a decent lunch.
Speaking in and out so much suggests that she is trying to avoid the people to some degree. That would make me think that it's less malicious if she's not drawing them into capturing everyone. She just wants to go and do her thing and get out.
Yeah, but I wonder if there has to be a way that fairy creatures can do this and not ruin people's lives.
Yeah, because it seems not right that she's, even though she's if she is just doing it just to eat, that's messing up all of those people's lives.
Yeah.
I agree. It's got to be stopped one way or another, regardless of what her intentions are.
Right, but it does change the way we go into it.
Yeah.
Maybe she just doesn't know.
Yeah, in which case we need to talk to her and see if we can come to some sort of understanding.
I
and work from there.
mean, she seems like a popular lady. It might be hard to talk to her.
Well, we are planning on following her around, so eventually we're going to get to her. That is the goal.
So it might be a good
Hopefully-
idea to
hopefully.
track her and confront her somewhere else. I know we talked about like cell
Yeah.
phone tracking. Things she doesn't have that, but what if we like planted a cell phone on her or in her stuff like during a show? Broke in.
At the show may not be
something.
the best way, but after,
She's on-
yeah,
But say if she's on the
after
stage,
the
though,
show.
break in backstage,
Yeah.
put it in like her bag, or surely she's got equipment back there that she would take with
Yeah.
her.
Right, but we'll have to put it somewhere that she doesn't go in and out of a lot. So maybe not the instruments or her
Yeah.
purse. But something. I still want the license plate number of her vehicle. Even if it turns out not to be a vehicle that she uses every time, I still want it.
Did we see her drive up, or did she just kind of wander up last
I was
time?
Walked up.
curious. Yeah, I was like, I think
Walked
she just
up
walked
last
up.
time.
But did her band members come up in a vehicle?
Yeah, the band members you actually saw unload.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they contact her somehow, or she contacts them somehow.
Yeah.
Good place to start.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's the day of her next scheduled show at Club Red. Like I said, it's right around the corner from the Pi Squared office. What's your guys' play?
Good question. So what's the plague?
Do we want to just stake it out and follow her afterwards, or do we want to try and do anything with the band members?
We can have a couple like since we know Mialassa tends to show up without the band members like separate. We can have people like stationed in different places. Like one person can be kind of hanging out in the room. One person can be like in the performance room. One person can be waiting for her to show up. One person can try to like wait in the back to see where the truck pulls up, and then like of course like we can all like rotate in and meet up so we're all together. But we can split up for just recon, and then get together, and then possibly follow somebody after.
Are we just watching?
Well, we can decide what we want to do in there, or even if we don't want to be in there, just in case from the music.
Yeah, I think maybe we don't go inside, because I don't
Well,
want to
one
get.
person can wait inside until the show starts and then leave.
Okay.
Or we don't even have to do that, but like I like 100% surveillance.
So I guess we can just kind of make a perimeter around the building and just watch for her to come out.
Mhm.
In that case, do we even need to get there before the show, or do we want to just show up during the show?
Well, if we want to see potentially, like it depends on how worried we are on if we might miss them after the show, like especially if we're trying to see the vehicle. And especially if we want to plant something during the show, we're going to need to see what vehicle it is first,
What are we trying to plant on our car? Are we going to throw someone's cell phone in there?
Maybe if we wanted to, but ideally not. But I'm just saying, like, we might want to know about the vehicle or anything else before the show, just in case. Because after the show, if we make a mistake, we just have to wait for the next one. Before the show, if something goes down, we can still.
I have an idea.
Sure.
Maybe I could, you know how I can reach out and turn on and off things and mess with electronics? I could mess with one of the band members' phones and send myself a text message from their phone so we have their number. Then we could call them afterwards and talk to them.
Or a band member that probably has nothing to do with this. Just thinking of Sara.
But if there's one thing that's gonna be
We're struggling artists struggling to connect.
the one thing I'm concerned about is that most band members won't have their cell phones on them, so we're gonna have to do some sneaky sneaks to get like Yeah.
The phones are backstage. I can break in.
And then steal.
We got our thief over here.
I mean, like, I guess they might potentially have their phone in their pocket, but I sure wouldn't.
So
Well, that would be like, if we wanted to do that, we would probably do it while they're loading in the equipment because they would probably have it with them then. Otherwise, I don't think we even really need to be there that early. Because if we don't have to sit outside and wait for hours and hours, that would be
You
nice.
can bring a comic book. You can bring a real book. Do you want a coloring book? You can bring
No,
something.
It's just such a long time to sit
I know.
and wait.
What if we bring a ball? You want to play ball? You want?
I can wait if we need to. It's okay.
I can teach you guitar. I've been waiting for this moment. It's time to teach you instrument.
I mean, I can try. Probably going to sound really bad.
Maybe like in this downtown area, it has one of those like water fountain parks where the water shoots
Yeah,
out. You know?
you take the kid there.
So Malachi, you are a spawn of Cania, right?
I think
Mephistopheles.
Legacy of Cania is the trait. Yeah, it's I think it's Mephistopheles was the specific subtype.
So that does sometimes give you visions and portents when you are
Indeed.
torn between choices.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Yes,
that.
I had
my
that.
intuition sometimes kicks in when I'm not sure what I need to do. Sometimes I get flashes of sort of inspiration and insight.
Super genius baby over here.
So as you're kind of pondering this problem and this challenge, you have like a brief vision of a door, like a back door, like a access door, opening and closing of its own volition. Like it opens, a moment passes, and then it closes.
Hmm.
As if someone unseen was
an
walking
invisible
through it.
invisible person. Guys, I got a strange feeling like we're gonna have a hard time following someone. I think we might. I think she might be invisible, and that's why we didn't see her. I just got one of those. Norah, you know those weird vision things?
Yeah. You're having one of those?
I just saw like a door, like it was like a back door, it's like some kind of alley door or something. It just opened and then it like closed again a second later, but I didn't see anybody go in. I didn't see anybody open it. It wasn't one of those like slidey automatic doors. It was like a normal door. I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know, something strange. It feels like maybe someone invisible was going in. I don't know if that, these visions, I don't know if that was something that already happened or something that's going to happen or just an idea. But I feel like it means something.
But explain why Mialassa disappeared in the bush. She can cast invisibility or something.
Yeah,
So
she can be
either have-
invisible. She's going to be really hard to follow.
Which might be smart of her because if her troopies are right, is that a word?
Yeah.
Groupies?
Troopies are right there. I'm gonna keep saying it. They're gonna like track her down and follow her. She might not want to risk that. She's invisible. She's safe.
That's still the goal tonight, to follow her, or does it even matter if we see
Not
her or not?
specifically her.
So I guess we should.
I mean, if we can follow her, that would be the best.
Right, like ideally, she's top tier.
Should that be in the plan? If one of us has a chance to follow Mialassa, should we take that chance?
I
Do we
mean,
want to
yeah,
look
if
separated?
we do that. But I mean, if she can be invisible, she's going to be really hard to follow.
Okay, so Club Red is in a pretty standard strip mall. So The front, the front entrance, it's a single door. And then there's a, service area around back with a single access door there. It's a single story building. Norah, you've been in this place, so you can give the basic layout before you guys go in. It's basically one long room. At the far end of the room is where the band sets up. On the right-hand side is a bar. There are there's a handful of tables. Mostly it's like standing room only kind of space. And then behind the stage is probably the setup area and everything, where the band gets prepped. But it's pretty simple open space. There's not a lot of art to it. And in terms of the strip mall, it's pretty basic. Parking lot, KFC, nothing too remarkable as far as parking lots go.
Does this look anything like what I saw in that vision?
The back door, again, looks kind of like an access area door, so it could have been that, but you didn't get enough clarity to say, oh, it's definitely this building. It could have been any back alleyway kind of space.
Gotcha. I mean, what's to separate one grungy back alley from another?
Yeah, exactly. Let's separate one grungy back alley from the other. And the ceiling in here is pretty tall, probably 25, 30 feet high. So that's the layout. It's pretty simple, just a shotgun building. So what's the plan? We have a front door, we have a back door. Who's staking out where, when, etc.
I was thinking that a good way to stake out the back door, because like the back door isn't like a back alley. Like you need a reason to be in there, right?
No, not at all. It's like
sure.
if you've ever driven,
Like,
in like a Kroger
like
shopping center
behind a
or
strip
something,
mall.
like where the vans deliver, like
Yeah.
you could just drive back there and no one's gonna think twice about you.
I would think twice about that.
It might be. You might seem a little
As
strange just
Renee,
hanging out back there, but
I'm
like there's
always
nothing to
looking at
prevent you
people
from
who are
going
back
back
there.
there.
What are you doing?
If you parked your car and like or just sitting in your car, that would be pretty easy to be inconspicuous. If you were just standing there, that would be weird.
Okay.
Say, I'm gonna pull out a pack of cigarettes that I've got in my purse and just say smoke break.
That's what I was gonna suggest. I was gonna suggest a smoke break. Yeah.
Yeah, just stand back there and no one suspects a thing.
Yeah, we do smoke break or car. So I don't
Something
know.
tells me that that's not going to be me taking a smoke break.
It is not.
Nope.
He is a genius. Figure that one out.
Do you want us, like me and Malachi, up front?
It's up to you, Norah, if you want to be in the back with Carol, or if you want to be up front with Malachi. Up to you. And I'll just fill in, I guess. Do we want someone inside? Do we need someone inside? If Mialassa is invisible until she's inside, that would be a way for us to know when she gets here, in case we miss her on the outside.
I guess I can hang out up front with whoever wants to be up there, and we'll just sit and wait. And whoever, we've got 2 cars, right? We could have somebody in a car in the back and somebody in a car in the front, and just kind of wait. We can park kind of close by, right?
Yeah, it's easy enough to. Again, it's a big strip mall parking lot. So is anybody going to be inside?
Sounds like no, because I'll be with Malachi, unless we brought like earplugs to be in there.
And if anyone wants to go inside, they could Fitz could try and do her magic thing to help them.
Someone just decide. I did prepare that spell today. That's one of my 2 spells I prepared. I just keep preparing the same ones. Actually, they seem to be working.
I don't really want to be charmed again, so I don't want to go inside.
Okay, so the consensus is nobody's going inside?
At least
I guess so, yeah.
Not unless we miss something. All right, but so are you staying in the front with Malachi?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going back? Okay, well then here's the keys to my car.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good luck. Don't crash it.
Okay, and then Fitz and Carol, you guys are staking out back?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so Fitzcarrol, you guys see a station wagon pull up about 6
I'm ready
o'clock.
Every license plate, make it
Um,
model.
Yeah, you get the make and model license plate. This is in fact the band. It looks like there's a cellist and a violinist tonight. They unload their instruments, go in the back door, and stay there.
Do we want to
um,
look at the van? Do we just like, do you want to peek in the windows real fast?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the man.
Huh? What?
But I'm down to check out the man.
You can pretend to be on a smoke break. And then just...
You guys gonna check out the station wagon?
Well, I might not.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin your thing here.
No, I think no. I'm just taking the pacing the parking lot on my smoke break.
Okay. Yeah.
Wander over there. Let's see.
Yeah, it's a old style like 80s station wagon.
What's the license plate?
Yeah, appropriate.
Just assume that I get it. I don't
Yeah.
have to make a
Got it.
I
Not
need
gonna-
numbers, Eric.
I'm not going to come with a license plate
It's
number
a
for
code,
you.
I'm sure of it.
And yeah, I mean, you know, it's an old car. You see, crumpled up Wendy's wrappers on the floor, and seems pretty well used car. You don't think anybody's sleeping in it, but it's a typical artist car.
Take out Wendy's next.
Every Wendy in this town.
Great.
That's it.
Yeah, was there anything specific that you want to do? You want to like stab the tires or something?
Tempting.
You guys are a
I'll
little-
bring that up. I'll bring that up with Fitz. Like, do you want to stop the tires? I mean, I guess one of us wants to give a cell phone. We can drop it in there and track. I don't think that we'll have to worry about a cell phone being found in there. If we drop it, they seem like. I think we can hide something in there.
I got you. Okay. However, I don't want, like, if we do that, maybe we should buy like a burner phone or something and not use
That's probably
one of our phones that connect to us and to like our friends and families if they get
That's true.
malicious.
I've been texting Oliver like every 15 minutes to make sure he's
Right,
still
even if they're gonna get them again.
like about start
could.
time. Like I'm gonna tell him like send me a selfie so I know you're there. Like
We could slash the tires. I could zip tie the car to the ground.
Are you guys gonna let the front team know that the band has arrived?
Oh yeah, sure. Text them.
Okay.
I immediately get it and respond
Okay.
because I'm already on my phone texting.
Okay, Norah, Malachi,
Dr.
give me a
Tumblr.
perception check, please.
Oof.
A 12.
7.
12. Okay.
Wait, no, sorry, 5.
Nice. All right, with Norah, yeah, Mialassa flubbed her roll pretty badly. So you notice the front door opens of its own volition and closes right around 6:30.
Oh. Hey, Malachi, it's like that vision. The door just opened and see
Oh, yeah?
I think that's her. I'm gonna text.
I didn't see
Carol.
anything. Sorry, I nodded off for a second.
It was there.
I believe it.
So
Can
I
we,
text.
should we let Fitz know?
Yeah. I heard it. I'm already texting her.
It already said like one of those like boop 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 like 10.
Do we? All right. So I guess I'll text Fitz and be like, "What are we doing?"
Did you see her? Did you see her? Well, I guess you didn't see any. You didn't see her at all, did you? I was gonna say, did you see her drive up anything? But you said she was invisible, so I guess the answer is no.
Yeah.
jet parked outside.
Do it.
Oh, I just said Wonder Woman jet parked outside in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Hours of parking lot we run into.
We just like wander around until we like run into an invisible car.
Like
Yeah, no, I didn't see. Yeah, I guess it's just like last time. I guess she just wanders up. Like, where does can she teleport? Is that like a skill? I thought that would cause a lot of magic. Like, why would she?
If
do
she
that?
could teleport, she probably would have gone to the other side of the door and not in front of the door.
That's true.
And
Like,
had
I
to
don't know.
open the door.
Where's she just walking from? But
like doors.
I mean, she seems like the kind of person who's pretty low tech. Maybe she just walks around all the time or uses public transit. We have public transit here, right? See, like I've got my own public transit card. Maybe that's what she uses instead of a car.
Yeah, can I like roll perception to see like, do I notice that there's another car, or like, did a bus come by?
That was part of your 12.
Okay.
You rolled already, so
Cool, gotcha. So I did not notice anything.
nothing obvious. Yeah, you didn't. It wasn't like you saw a car roll up and then 30 seconds later the door opened.
All right, I guess we'll tell Fitz and then see what she wants us to do. Because I guess her show was starting pretty soon.
Yep. All right, so
Okay.
So you got one team in back, one team in front. The band and Mialassa are in. Various, kind of the typical crowd that you guys have seen show up. There's not a line this time; they just go on in as they appear. What's the play?
Well, the band definitely has to come out to the back, obviously, to put their stuff back in the van. If I had to presume, Mialassa is either going to just chill out in backstage until everyone's gone and then she'll leave, or she'll go out backstage invisible with her band members again. So I think Carol and I will stay in the back because we're already there. But up to you guys if you want to stay in the front until the show ends, or if you want to come to the back, whichever one you think might be more likely of which way Mialassa would go.
I mean, we should probably stay in the front just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, we'll stay in front.
Cool.
Also, maybe watch for if the band does know something about it, and this is me like texting them back, like the band does know about her being invisible, maybe watch for them holding the door open for nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you guys sit there. Malachi, you're stuck in a car.
I'm so bored.
You started the stakeout at 6 o'clock. The show ends at like 10 o'clock. You're tired. You were at school all day. This is some straight up bullshit.
I already did all my homework.
I'm like giving him like, okay, here's your iPhone. Like, what game do you want to play?
I'm bored.
We can play Words with Friends.
Last time we did this, I'm pretty sure you cheated and used a word that was not a real word.
That was a real word. It is an arcana spell. You should know this, Malachi.
Yeah, well, the last time I tried to use a spell name, it didn't take it. I think that's. I don't want to play that game.
I can teach you guitar. I did bring it with me. I also have a ukulele, so it's your size.
Okay. You play the big one, and I'll play the little one.
All right. It's like an hour long. Like Nora's just like teaching him away.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I had. I actually have a ukulele here somewhere.
Nice. Okay. The show ends, like I said, right around 10. The attendees, slowly filter out. Round about 10:15, the back door opens, and the cellist and violinist have got their gear. They walk over to the station wagon and start packing up.
Does it look like they're acknowledging another person in some way or holding the
Give
door
me
open?
an insight check.
Insight. Nope, wrong sheet. This sheet. Ooh. Huh. 10.
10. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. They're just like going about their business.
Okay. I'll text Malachi and Norah. Band members packing up.
All right.
We should watch the door. Watch the door. I'm like intently watching the front door, just waiting for something interesting to happen.
All right. Fitz and Carol, give me a perception check.
For the past 3 rolls, I have rolled the exact same number, and that number is 4. So for perception, it's 8. But
that is not good. That's not a good.
it's
number.
not.
24.
24?
Hey.
Yeah,
good.
that might help
Woo.
balance things.
Okay. So Carol, you see the door open and close. Fitz, you don't even see the door open and close. You're just distracted at some point. But Carol, you see the
Texting.
door. You see the door open and close. Furthermore, you see the it's like a short, 5 or 6 metal staircase coming down to the parking lot. You see the staircase creak a little bit as someone is walking down it.
I'm gonna grab. There she is.
I don't see anyone.
Or she's on the stairs. We're following her.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Grab
trust.
and I'm gonna start. I guess trying to stay casual, like it doesn't look like we're walking over there.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, we're not. I'm not walking. I'm in the car.
Yeah, you're both in the car.
Oh, we're in the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Watching as she hops off the stairs.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can like follow her that's not blatantly obvious that we're following her in a car.
Run her down in the car.
I'm gonna run her over right now. I am gonna text Norah and Malachi right now.
Okay.
We lost us back here. She's on the
Can I
move.
see her after she steps off the stairs? Is that it? Pretty much.
Yeah, you lose her from there. Yep.
Okay.
Was the band member still packing up? Where the
You
band
should
member?
drive around back. Nora.
No, the band. You actually distracted Fitz because the band car was taking off just as this was happening.
I understand. Okay. Well,
I'm
the only reason I
insisting to
didn't wanna
Nora that
get
we
out
drive
was
around to
I
the
thought
back.
band was still there, so I'm totally chill with getting out of this car.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to, I will let you take lead as the sneaky one.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
you're-
going to I'll get out of the car and just sort of like make it look like I'm casually walking that way, but getting myself closer to the steps so that maybe tracking her past the steps might be more possible from a closer vantage point.
Yeah, give me a deception check.
I'm just gonna be watching in the rearview mirror, ready to move if need be.
That's a 20.
20. Okay. Okay, you head up towards the stairs. You're kind of, trying to look around, catch anything. Again, you don't see anyone, you don't hear anything.
No tracks on the ground. No.
You can do survival, sure.
That's not good. 11.
No, it's asphalt. It's hard to see anything really.
Yeah, I'll mosey my way back to the car.
Okay.
Say I-
Norah and Malachi pull around with your car, Fitz.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume that she's gone now. So.
I think we can confirm that she is going in and out by being invisible. So
Absolutely.
that lets us know something important.
Yeah. Now we can plan.
So next time we hit her with a bag of flour. Just
Love it.
as she
I
comes
love
out the door.
Your creative thoughts there, Malachi.
Genius.
I like it.
Then we
I like
can
to
see
think
her.
a kid.
I like the tar and chicken feathers personally.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Really going all in
And
here.
full Home Alone on us there.
Mm-hmm.
I should have put down ball bearings, guys.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, the poor
man.
band members
We
though.
learned from that other campaign
know.
how important those ball bearings are.
Then those poor
Damn
band
it,
members would have
Andy.
fallen down the stairs with their
Yeah.
instruments.
Okay, so you guys let Mialassa slip through your fingers again.
Yeah.
So slippery. Like
But we learned stuff, guys, and we got the band members' information. We kind of knew that letting her go was what we needed to do tonight as much as we wanted
And
to.
exactly. And what was our motto for today? Any information? Good information. So good day.
I like the
That's
whole
what our motto
idea.
was. We need more zip ties, but
That's our slogan.
Okay, that's our slogan. I like Home Alone idea. Next time we can put a bucket over the door and then just
Okay, we can talk about it. We can
both
discuss,
doors, just in case.
discuss that.
What if we just wait outside and when we see the door open, we just pretend like we can see her, like, and say something like, "Hi, Mialassa," as soon as she comes out the door. See what
we
happens.
want her knowing. we want her knowing that we were following her? Because that's why I didn't drive after her in the cars. I knew there was no way of being subtle about turning on a car and driving after her.
Well, eventually we're gonna let her know that. I mean, if we're assuming that she doesn't know what she's doing, there's no harm in it. But if we truly think that she's being malicious, or if we think that somebody else is behind this, then we need to be a little more subtle. Because if somebody else is behind this and we spook her, then that connection is severed. We're never going to find the next person in the line.
Yeah.
But if it stops with her, then there's really no point in waiting. It's just what we think is more likely and how careful we want to be.
Was from the case file that we had, was that person largely behind it and the club was working with them, or did the club get them? And was it like ultimately the club, or was it ultimately that person?
It was ultimately that entity.
Okay. I don't know. I think we should just try and talk to her.
In which case, if we just go up to her, that's fine. And I mean, if we...
In that
We can
case,
decide
maybe not
how.
the tar and feathers.
Right. But we can save that for somebody else if need be.
I think it'd be funny.
We'll put a pin in that for now. Save it for.
Do we have any?
you also run into.
Is anyone's friend able to help us maybe be able to see invisible creatures? Does anyone have anyone who could help us with that?
Let's see, my contacts.
I mean, I have an idea, but I don't think you'll like it very much.
Where are my contacts?
Well, my one contact's gonna track the vehicle once I shoot him an email. Let's see, and then got the old preacher. He's kind of sketch. And then where's the third?
I mean,
Question, I guess, out of character and character want to do this is knowing that Oliver is half pixie, as reluctant as I am to bring him back anywhere near her, do I have any reason to suspect that he would also have any sort of inherent magic that could be useful?
That's a good question. Yeah. You haven't like thoroughly explored that, but he's basically just like a first level commoner. Basically, he doesn't have any particular valuable skills.
I mean, I have my buddy. I know a guy who he runs a dojo for like awakened types. You know, he might have some tips for like tracking people.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is Norah, you remember that time I came back covered head to toe in mud from the park?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did I tell you about Glorb?
Glorb? Who's Glorb?
Well, he's a mud method. He's the reason I was covered head to toe in mud. He's really nice, I promise. He's just a little temperamental. But he lives at the playground, and like that corner that's always muddy for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's him. I mean, maybe if he likes shiny things. Maybe if we give him something shiny, he could spray mud all over her, and then we could see her.
Malachi, get inspiration for that.
I already have inspiration. Can I give it to someone else?
You guys haven't been spending your inspiration.
I don't have it.
Can I give inspiration to someone else?
Yeah. What do you say to inspire them?
I say to Norah that it's just like that last time, except instead of you getting mad at me because I'm covered in mud, it's a good thing this time. See, everything's great.
I love it.
Because now you don't have to wash all the mud out of my clothes.
I don't.
All right, Norah, Malachi gives you his inspiration.
That's funny.
He gets one of his own. Okay, so are you trying to do anything to with the bandmates, or are you just gonna let them go and be poor innocent starving musicians?
Well, they've already left like before she even investigated, so we probably can't even follow them tonight.
Right.
I do still want to, like, just in case, like, there is no harm in sending the license plate to Gary and seeing what he finds.
Okay.
So when we get back, whenever we do get back to Pi Squared, I'll shoot off an email to Gary, be like, "Hey, Gary, can you just give me a nice report on
Okay.
this license plate, please, and thank you." Mm.
Okay.
Here it is.
So, do we want to go talk to Glorb? I'm sure he'd be happy to have something shiny.
Can Glorb?
I don't know how
move
he
around?
might be a little reluctant to leave his muddy corner of the playground, but also, do we know where Mialassa is playing next?
Yeah, without too much difficulty, you can't find out tonight, but tomorrow Norah can go out and talk to her contacts. Her next gig is at the Arizona Wilderness Brewery, which, unlike the last gig, which was on easy mode for trying to capture someone, this place is a mess. There are hundreds of people, multiple
But I
exits,
have 100 zip ties.
a huge sprawling place with numerous rooms, outdoor areas, covered patios. And it's not like she's headlining. She's just going to be like, background music. And in
What was
terms
the
of
name of-
exposure to people, way more people.
Oh,
And
so
how
she could
many
potentially
days?
charm a lot more people.
You could potentially charm a lot more people.
And how many days do we have until then?
It's Wednesday, so this is Saturday night.
So we have Thursday, Friday, and all.
Thursday, Friday.
Saturday day.
Yep.
Where is that next venue at?
Arizona Wilderness Brewing.
Okay. In which case, it'll be very ideal for us to find her beforehand, just in case,
Yeah. I guess we'll have to try and find those band members and see if they know anything.
Yeah, hopefully Gary will give back some sort of information.
If not, do we try and intervene before the show this time instead of letting her do the show and charm a bunch more people?
We can definitely try. It might cause a scene, especially there, but we could try.
But if we want to give her the benefit of doubt and hope that she's not making her people, then this would be the perfect time to confront her ahead of time and at least feel that out.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want to try that? Do you want to try and sneak into the backstage area and talk to her, or?
So there's not really a staging area in this place. It's like, again, it's a sprawling brewery. So if you don't like go up to her between a band break, you're not sure how you would encounter her. There's not like a changing room or anything like that.
And
Gotcha.
she's probably not going to be hanging out in between band breaks. She's probably going to go somewhere. Come back.
I mean, if there's
when
not
you
a
guys-
back room,
When you guys went to the Nash Jazz Club during the band breaks, she would just kind of chat with the audience.
Oh, okay. And she wasn't worried about her little troupies mobbing
Well,
her.
yeah, I mean there was like a raised stage sort of thing,
Okay.
so there was a little bit of separation there, and it seemed like the groupies were only a problem when you pulled the goddamn fire alarm. Like
I mean,
they know what the deal is. Like they go, they pay their cover fee, they get to see their goddess, and then the show is over and they go home.
yeah, they get really mad when we cut the mic and pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah. When you cut short what they're expecting, then it's all about setting expectations, right?
Maybe we go to the
just
next
perpetually
show and
ruin her shows from now on.
this sounds like a good way to start a riot.
Pie Square
Did you
just
cut out,
dedicates
are we or are we not cutting out her
ruining
shows?
her shows. Okay, so if in the intervening time, if you want to track down you get the name of the violin player. All you get is his first name, Willie. Apparently that wasn't his car. The car is actually owned by John Norris, who's the cellist. And you get his address if you wanted to crash his place. He's in a little apartment studio somewhere in Gilbert.
Gary's the best.
I was gonna say, once I've got a name, I want to basically like Facebook stalk this dude, use my like internet skills that I've got to try to look up social media posts. I'm digging through pictures. I want to know if this dude seems like he has any connection to the awakened world, or if he's just some innocent dude pickup. So I'm looking through all his pictures, like, do people look like, is he awakened? Does anyone that seems like close to him look awakened?
So,
is there anything that could be?
So you don't even need to roll for this. The fact that the bandmates are there playing and not charmed, there's no way they could be awakened
Gotcha.
and do that night after night after night, right?
Gotcha.
They've got to be vanilla mortals.
But even being vanilla doesn't mean that they don't know anything. They still might know something about Mialassa in some way to contact her. Like, they just think that she's some weird girl, you know? But they still might have information. So, I mean, we are a detective agency. It's not unusual for us to just show up at people's houses. We are allowed this. We could do that if we wanted to. We've got IDs.
And Carol, otherwise from your internet stalking, you find out that this is like a middle-aged dude. He just likes playing music. He freelances, it seems like, for a bunch of different people. There's a lot of pictures and videos of him performing at different concerts, including Mialassa's. He just seems like a super chill musician guy. Like, that's just his gig.
Like, we should not completely trash.
I mean, you can go talk to him. I'm just saying zip tying this guy might be a little bit of an escalation.
No one said anything about zip tying this man.
That's just your go-to. That's what I'm anticipating.
No, we need to take this person. There's no zip tie. We had to take the other two. We don't have to take this one. The other two, non-optional.
So yeah, if you guys want to go talk to John, roll up to his studio apartment. Like Fitz said, you guys do that all the time.
Yeah, do you want to do that, Norah? You're a resident talker. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not.
He does talk a lot.
I do, yeah, and I love talking to other musicians. I want to meet him. I want to know about his gigs and who he talks to and how I can get in. If he knows anybody that I can play for, that I also do dancing. I'll do all sorts of things. I totally want to talk to him. Yes.
Yes, and also about Mialassa, but all those things too. Yes.
Oh, I guess, yeah, we'll get to that.
Slip that one in. Just get that in there. And
give me an insight check, Norah.
I don't think I can add anything to insight. No, I can't. Okay, that is basic math. 12.
Okay. Yeah, this is not the done thing. Like, you don't go to someone's house, knock on their door, and be like, let's talk about music. Like, bump into someone at a coffee shop and they're like, John Norris? Oh my God, I saw you at the show the other night. And then you sit down and talk. Like, that's how you do this thing. To do it your way, right? Like, Fitz can go bang on doors and start interrogating people. But if you want to dish the way that you do, you just find him through happenstance. And again, you guys are an investigative agency. It would not be hard to find out where he hangs out and like casually go and bump into him. But
I'm going to casually run into him in a coffee shop and get another contact because that's how I get contacts.
Okay, great. That's easily done. Totally within your skill set. No rolls required. John's more than happy to talk to a pretty little thing that gives him some attention.
Yep.
So he tells you all about playing the cello and playing gigs and getting gigs, and he likes his life, and he's a simple bachelor, and just does his thing. He's happy to tell you about Mialassa. Like, she's kind of weird, but she's cool, and the fans are like really passionate, and that's really exciting. What specifically do you want to know from him?
I guess if he knew, like, when did she come into town, and like, do you know, like, did she play somewhere else before she came to Phoenix or this area?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. So he played one of her first shows. Like, she did a cappella for a little bit, like a week or two before he joined up with her, and that was just at the start of the summer. And it's about September now. So that was a few months ago. And he does not know where she played before. They don't really talk, chit chat too much. It's more like, they set up and then Mialassa comes and they sing, and maybe during the band breaks there's a little bit of chit chat, but she tends to talk more to the fans. So he's not quite sure where she came from, where she was before she came to Phoenix.
But does she seem like? I mean, she seems like she's been doing this for a while, right?
Well, she's a talented novice, is the way that John eventually politely, he doesn't say it exactly like that, but he eventually gets around to that kind of thing. So she's competent, but she's not particularly trained. So he's not sure how long she's been doing this. Certainly longer than, a year or two, but not like 10 or 15 years from his point of view.
Yeah, how did you end up being able to play for somebody like this is popular, or like who's becoming so popular? Like, who reached out to you?
Yeah, I was actually he was like, I was actually at a club that she was singing at, and I just had my cello and I just started jamming, and she dug it, and so we went from there.
Okay. And I guess she's been calling you up since then.
No, I get like telegrams.
Oh. So she's kind of like old school and a little quirky.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. I get these little cards. He actually like digs around in his pockets and pulls one out. It's this little 2x4 white card stock with this kind of flowing script on it that just gives like the date, location, and time.
Do I notice like when he pulls it out, if there's like an address or like a return address or anything?
He hands it to you. He's like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, feel free to take it. No, it's just like this does not involve the postal service.
Oh.
It's just like
he's cool with me just like taking it.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, like I just had this one from the other night. Yeah, whatever.
Make a scrapbook from all the evidence we collect.
And more. Well, Carol's been more than I'm sure she's got somewhere.
All right, well that's really cool. I like that she has something a little quirky. Yeah, and I hear that the next place she's playing at is going to be a pretty big deal. She's going to be playing like, I guess, kind of like a festival or something. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't talk about it. I guess if she has another show, she hasn't told me yet. Usually I accompany her, but every now and then she'll do a show without me or just a cappella.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotten word and that she's going to be, I guess I'll tell them like where she's at. So, but yeah, I was thinking about going this time, but we may or may not see you there, but it was cool to meet you.
Yeah, that's a little far for me to drive. I probably won't make that one unless she invites me. But she tells me as soon as she knows. So if she's putting flyers around, then she's just doing this one on her own. But that's cool. I'm sure she'll pick me up for the next one.
Yeah, and I'll say goodbye and nice chatting with them.
Okay, great. Yeah, go ahead and add John Norris, cellist, to your list of contacts.
Sweet.
Done.
Oh, I'll get back to Pie Square. I guess I took the bus or whatever I did.
I mean, I would have let you borrow my car if you wanted to.
Okay.
That's up to you how we would have wanted to do that.
How old am I? Can I drive?
You're
I
18.
can drive.
You're 18.
Okay.
You can drive with passengers.
I'm gonna come back and tell you all of that.
Okay.
And how amazing of a celloist he is.
Is the note like handwritten or is it typed?
It is handwritten.
Oh, hey, Malachi, does this have any like magic stuff on it? Like, do your thing.
Yeah, do you actually have detect magic, Malachi?
I do not.
Okay.
I do, but I didn't. I mean, like, I imagine it's a different day, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
And you could prepare it for a future day.
Oh, okay.
Give me an Arcana check then.
Okay.
I haven't picked spells for today because
Total of 20.
Okay, yeah, there is a faint hint of magic, and you guys have enough time that Fitz can re-prepare for detect magic.
Okay. Yay.
Okay, yeah, Fitz, this has a very, very, very faint aura of enchantment magic on it. And that's what you get.
it's enchanted. That's just what it. I don't know what that means. It's enchanted. Maybe she wrote it and then went, and then it just kind of appeared in his mailbox.
Let's say, did he say anything about it being like it showed up in the mailbox and he was dropping it off?
Yeah, how did he say he received it from her? Did she like hand deliver it to him?
He said that it comes like under his door, basically.
It flew like that one short.
I'm just envisioning the like Harry Potter mail that like flies down the chimney.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so Malachi, with the 20 Arcana, as well as detecting that it is magical, and now knowing that it's enchantment school of magic, it wouldn't surprise you if this was written by a fae, that some of their just inherent magic kind of spills into their, especially an artistic pursuit like this. It's also plausible that it was enchanted to affect, like if it was being borne by someone, like a courier or something like that, could have also been part of the effect.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you guys have the place that she's showing. You know that she's there by herself without the band. So what's the plan?
But we haven't met. We unfortunately we're not able to find out any information about where she stays. There's no reverse magic things. Malachi, that doesn't exist, does it?
I don't know of any.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't work like.
Go ahead
You
and
can't,
roll,
like,
roll Arcana for me, Malachi.
All right, let's. Oh, natural 20 on that one. So total
Holy
of
crap.
26.
Okay, so you know, now that you have a thing of hers, you know there are a ton of magical effects that that can be done. You can't do any of them.
Yeah,
But the one that comes to mind most obviously is scrying.
like scrying.
Yep, but there's a ton of other magical effects that might be used now that you have something of hers. But Misty wouldn't be able to do it. That's not really in her wheelhouse, and that's kind of where you're at.
The spooky,
Well-
sketchy preacher man do it?
We have something that came from her. Maybe we can. It might be possible to track it back to her, but that's high level magic, way higher than I can do. Or I don't even know. I don't think Misty could do that high level magic either. That's advanced stuff. I know it exists, but I don't know who could do it.
Is the preacher a high level magic person? I don't know how well Fitz can discern that, because to her everybody is a high level magic.
I was gonna say, yeah, Fitz it is unclear. It is unclear, but statistically unlikely.
Wait, let's say take her out before or after, assuming she's going in invisible again. If we want to Home Alone it with the ball bearings, at least we know that we're not going to trap any of her band members.
No, yeah, just everybody else is.
True, but there's.
But if she's
Doesn't this
coming
place
to
have
say
like?
there's not a back door, and I realized that as I was starting to say it.
Yeah, I was like, this place
Like,
has like a
I
million
put the ball bearings
entrances.
back in my purse.
One day, your time will
One
come.
day.
I can't wait to see those get used. That should be really fun.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to sweep all of them up. Little mini vacuum. Just
Like a dirt devil.
I think a magnet would also work, but
Do I know if my like ghoul buddy Chip, who I think just wanders downtown, do I know if he can use magic? I don't know if ghouls can, or does he know someone that could?
Chip is decidedly not magical in a useful way. He is very magical in a creepy way.
Yeah, is that sort of magic the kind of thing we could pay for? Pay like
That's a good point.
to acquire?
Yeah, so you could certainly go try to find the goblin market, and there you can find almost anything that you want, and certainly you can find someone that's powerful enough to cast a spell. To go to the goblin market is fairly dangerous, and then what you would have to trade to get someone to cast that spell are things that might be important to you, like your memories of childhood, or your right eye, or 10 hit points of permanent damage, or a point of constitution, or like these are the kinds of things that you're going to need to trade. Or you could just go talk to her.
Yeah, I guess we
Our
could.
main concern was
Yeah.
that if we waited until the concert, that might be too late.
There's gonna be a lot of people around too. So
I mean-
there could be collateral damage. Depending on
There will
mean,
be
we've
a lot
waited-
of collateral damage. It would have been better if you had caught her at the last club.
I mean, we've already let who knows how many people get charmed. What's one more group of people?
Yeah, but it's a large group of people though.
I mean, but hey, if we figure it out afterwards, maybe she can undo it.
Right, which is very possible, but if there is a possibility of making it so no one gets, like, less people get hurt in the overall, it's always out. Like me, apparently. And it's always a
mean,
good thing
yeah.
to strive for. Like, I'm not saying go to the goblin market, I don't want to do that, but if there is
Yeah,
a
that sounds
safer,
scary.
reasonable way, it's worth the discussion.
Yeah, I think we should probably just talk to her. And hey, maybe now since Norah knows her band buddy, she can go chat her up.
Oh, she's back.
Did I cut out?
You can use the band buddy as a way to talk to her.
Yeah,
And who knows, she might, I don't know how she is. She might like to talk to somebody who's not trying to drool on her feet.
She just needs a friend.
Everybody needs a friend.
Okay,
So
so
what if?
go ahead.
I was gonna say if we do want to confront her, I know I think we previously brought up the issue of, if we let her know we're on tour, that we're coming after her, and she is reporting to someone higher up that can blow it, make it more difficult for us to come after again. Like, I'm a little worried if, we all charge her, things go wrong, we're going to have an even harder time coming up if she knows what to watch for on us. But what if we do want to confront her and we only send like one, maybe two of us, so that should things go wrong, they can take a back seat next time we're trying to confront her, and she might not know that the rest of you are involved and keep investigating her without being noticed.
Well, I was just gonna try to like talk. With
Yeah,
her.
I think we just try and be friendly though this time.
Do you think she'll notice that things are off?
I mean, I can just like.
I mean, she'll probably notice that we're not like falling all over her, but
But I mean, she talks with like people throughout the show, so I mean, she has
Yeah.
people that she talks
Yeah.
to that are not like drooling all over her. I could just be like a fan that's not charmed or something.
Right, but are those
Yeah.
people awakened or not? Because
oh, maybe it needs, maybe it need,
anyways.
maybe it would be better if it was like Carol, because it might be weird that you, or Carol or Fitz, because it might be weird that you and me are not all charmed and whatnot, whereas
Should
they
be able
might
to
not
know.
be so obvious.
I mean, like, she has to know. Like, you had moments of clarity. She can't charm everyone that listens to her music. Like, every awakened person, she can't charm everybody. She has to know that sometimes it just.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just like, because that's just.
Because
what
don't you like you roll to resist it, right? So like some people
Yeah,
would be strong enough to resist.
I mean, you may, yeah, some people may not get affected immediately.
She has to know that, and you could still
Yeah,
like.
so we could go up and talk. You could just talk to her. I think that's the best idea. Maybe
if
you
you-
wear earplugs while she's singing, and then take them out and go talk to her.
I can make myself. Well, I don't know. The disguise
Fitz
self
can
like
help out a
magical?
little bit.
Yeah, I can smack a.
Fitz can help you with a little bit, but it only lasts for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is not the length of a set.
And I mean, like, at what point is she singing? Like, if she doesn't sing at a different time, like, we can just.
So you guys know from when she played in Scottsdale, you can hear from outside the venue, like when a song is going on, when a break is happening, etc. So it would be possible for you to be outside of the immediate effect of the charm, hear what's going on, and then Fitz and you're like, okay, you can get the impression that she's doing one more song before her break. You could cast your protection spell, Fitz, and Norah could go in. So you guys know from having done your previous stakeouts that you basically know what's going on inside the venue.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I think we should just wait outside.
And
And
hopefully,
with this place, there's plenty of places to go in at.
Okay.
Do we want to send Norah in by herself? Or at least someone in, maybe just to keep an eye on Norah in case she gets all googly-eyed again.
they kind of like. I mean, we can go in and watch her just to make sure she's fine. Kind of depends on the approach Nora's planning on taking with bringing up the viola. Hey, do you mean to be turning people into zombies? Like,
Pretty nice.
yeah, so
Yeah,
like
Norah can be really
do
friendly.
it alone, because if she
Be like,
feels
"What's up?"
surrounded and like she might get in trouble, she might run before she talks. Especially if it is an accident, she feels guilt. She might
Yeah,
not.
so we'll just stand like way off to the side, let Norah go up and talk, and if things go bad, we can go try and grab Norah, but otherwise we can just stay back and watch.
I'll bring the zip ties.
I don't think that's a good, we're going to need them, but I know you like them. You're going to bring them anyway.
It's like a comforting blanket,
They are my comfort blanket.
security blanket. Yeah, it's like a security blanket.
What? Better safe than sorry,
So yeah, I guess that's the plan, is to like have Norah go. Norah can go up, talk. The rest of us are just kind of watching from a little distance away.
Okay, great.
And she's going to be under the effect of Fitz's protection from evil and good.
Okay, when during the show do you want to go? Do you want to go during the band break? Do you want to go like right as the show is wrapping up? Do you want to go before she gets on?
I don't know if she'll be out beforehand, but maybe we could catch her on the first band break.
Yeah.
Because she seemed to hang around and chat with the crowd during the band breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, maybe if things go wrong, we can stop her from charming more many people.
And that also gives us more chances, like if we do need to then stake out something for the end, that gives us time to plan out something. Alternatively, if she does bolt, we have a riot on our hands again. Things seem cut short.
Yeah, she might be a lot less likely to run away if she's still supposed to do the rest of her show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So you guys heads to Arizona Wilderness Brewing Saturday night. So this is again quite a large sprawling building. There's multiple outdoor patio areas. There's 2 obvious customer entrances. There's probably 2 or 3 staff entrances. There's tons of people here going in and out, milling all over the place. There's multiple like kind of sub rooms throughout the whole building. So you guys arrive shortly before she's going to go on, and again from outside you can. So she's singing a cappella, but she's being piped all throughout the building. So you guys need to be like in the parking lot, and you can kind of hear where she is in the set without being affected by her singing. You do see a ton of her typical customers, but you also see a lot of other people here. Not very many awakened, but there are always some. Most of them are normal unawakened people. You actually do also spot so you know how her street people are all like pretty young and like destitute, and they're just like focused on one thing. You also spot a couple of street people whom Carol has a little bit of a hard time discerning. The rest of you are able to discern a little bit more easily, are actually awakened entities or people that are fairly powerful. and that this is why, like, they've fully gone onto the world below, so they're basically treated like street people. So they can't get into the brewery for sure because they wouldn't be allowed in. But you notice a couple of those sorts of people in the parking lot here as well. So Nora's going to go in after she finishes the first set, and then are you guys also going to go in and just be like in visual sight of her, or what's the
Yeah.
backup plan?
Be within line of sight of her, but
Okay.
not immediately with her.
Cool. Okay, great. So Norah, you make your way in. The crowd is loud, boisterous. Mialassa's in the main room. She just finished her song, and she's just kind of friendly chatting with a couple of fans as she's having some water and just kind of taking a little bit of a rest.
As I like approach her, do I notice if those people are awakened or not?
They are, yes.
Okay.
Yep,
But they don't
it looks
seem-
like there's an elf and a gnome talking to her.
Do they seem charmed like the other people, or are they just like
Yes.
wearing normal? They are. Okay.
No, so they are wearing normal clothes, so you think that these are first-time charmies.
Okay. Gonna go up to her. What are they talking about?
Okay. They're just like, oh my gosh, we've never heard you before. That's so good. We're definitely going to come back. This is amazing.
I do
Little
an
do,
ins-
little
go
do they
ahead.
know what is in their future.
Mhm. Can I do like an inside check on her to see like how she reacts to
Yes,
them being
absolutely.
like, oh, like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yes, I want to suck your souls or something. 18.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, this is how it is. Like, people love me, and they should.
Interesting. All right.
So the gnome and the elf kind of clear off. She just kind of is there messing with the mic for a second and looking for a place to sit down.
Hey, Mialassa, you did such a good set. This was amazing.
Oh my god, I know, right? Like, I am the best. People love me. Everyone loves me.
Oh, they do. They do. Yeah, so how did you end up at this gig? Like, this is such a big festival here.
Yeah, right? It's so cool. I don't know, just like my manager takes care of it.
Oh my gosh, so like I'm an upcoming artist as well. Like I just like love music and your voice is just such an inspiration. How did you even like get into this? Like who's your manager and stuff?
Oh, I've been doing it my whole life, just how it is.
Okay. Yeah, do you have any tips or tricks or anything? Because like how do you get into the trade? I've been like searching for the last couple of years, like trying to get somebody.
Oh, like they just like find you when you're good enough.
I was just curious, like, where did you first start off? Because, like, I heard you a couple weeks ago, and then when did you get into the area?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really remember. I just, showed up and started singing. It was great. Everyone here's amazing.
Did you get this kind of turnout wherever you came from before?
No, it was lame. Like nobody like appreciated what I had, and it was rough. So yeah, then I showed up here and it was amazing.
Can I tell how old she is?
Give me an insight check. Yeah.
Okay. It's another 18.
And an Arcana check.
Will not be as good. That's an 11.
Okay. So she looks to be in her mid-20s. She's acting a little bit younger than that. But she is also a fairy, so she could be thousands of years old.
Okay.
Unlikely based on how she's acting, but fae are notoriously capricious.
Yeah. Do I know like anything about fae? Like, are they just born like that, or do they like awaken into faehood?
I don't know. I don't know if you guys have had any conversations about this. I don't remember, Malachi, if
Okay.
early on in this investigation, if you did any research about fae or we had any conversations about that.
I mean, I think I did cursory, but nothing too in depth.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check then, Norah.
That's a 3.
Okay. Yeah, they're fairies.
They sparkle and they have wings or something.
Yep. There's a lot of them in Ireland, I guess.
Let's see. Yeah, like your fans just seem so enthusiastic, and how did you find that inspiration to get such hardcore fans so early on in your career, especially if it was kind of a dud before?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like do my thing, you know?
But what do you mean by like your thing? I mean, you kind of have this. I mean, like we're both kind of one and the same. So how do you like, because like I'm trying to learn some of the tricks of the trade too. So like, how are you doing all that? Like, who taught you all that?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like, who I am.
So this is just like something that you have that you just do automatically, but like, why didn't it work before?
Like, I don't know, like singing? Like, yeah, I've always sung, and it's it's great. I like singing.
Yeah, but how come before you weren't getting as such good fans? You think it's just like where it was, or are you doing something different now?
Yeah, it was just like where I was, and now it's like so much better.
Can I do like an insight to see if
Yes,
she's just like
100%.
like lying and
100%.
I don't remember what inspiration does, Sam.
Inspiration just lets you re-roll. It's one free re-roll.
Okay. I always forget what it does. That was like a 22.
Holy crap. Okay. So, she is treating you like one of the rubes. You have not called her on, motherfucker, you're charming people. What the fuck is wrong with you? So she's just being evasive and just like, oh yeah, whatever, you're just like another fan. So it's gonna take a little bit of tough love without spooking her to like get some serious answers, because at this point she's just giving you the runaround and the brush off.
Okay. But yeah, with your fans that are here, I kind of, noticed something a little unusual. They all seem to be wearing the same clothes. They kind of just wander in. And I was just curious if you like knew anything about that, because they seem like really hardcore into you. And I'm like giving her pretty stern eye contact at this point. Like they seem to like really love you. So I was just curious, like, how did you learn that skill?
Give me intimidation or persuasion.
I'm gonna use
and depending on which skill you use, you'll get a slightly different outcome.
I'm gonna use persuasion because I don't think if that was Kava, it'd be intimidation. 16.
Okay. She kind of looks at you askance and is like, I think I'm gonna take my break. If you would excuse me. And she like just full on turns her back to you and like walks away.
Where does she go?
She goes to the bathroom.
I text Fitz like immediately, like super stealthy, like just a quick like watch her now, like or like she's going to the bathroom. I just like immediately like actually I guess I don't have to be stealthy. She turned my back to me, but
You want me to follow her into the bathroom?
It's your decision.
Okay, I will.
I text Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
It's good cop, bad cop. Fitz is the bad cop.
Carol.
Goes just.
My time to shine, because I don't know how to speak nicely.
So are you following Fitz or am I following her?
I mean, we can both follow Fitz, girl squad into the bathroom,
Yeah. Girl squad in the bathroom.
Malachi's just hanging out.
Yeah.
They just
Sleeping
leave
at the bar.
Malachi.
Napped.
Yeah. So Malachi, you're in this brewery. This 10-year-old child. Saturday night. Yeah, your two adults just wandered away. Your sister's on the other side of the room.
Go to your sister.
Okay,
I-
Fitzgerald, you guys head into the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
It's a pretty large bathroom. There's quite a few people here. You see Mialassa at one of the things. She's just like splashing water on her face and like looking at herself in the mirror and just like, oh my god, I'm so beautiful.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk over to. Sorry, looking at the chat. I'm gonna walk over to the sink right next to her and kind of casually like go like I'm washing my hands, then look up and say, interesting crowd here tonight.
Okay, she looks over at you and is like, yeah, I guess.
Not quite the clientele that I would expect to see at a place like this, a bit rougher. Any idea why?
Yeah, don't know.
You do.
She dries her hands and walks out of the bathroom.
Norah is like, where's Malachi?
So Malachi is straight up at the bar, and he's got his hands around a pint glass.
Oh my god! I'm like running up. Where did y'all leave him? No, hey, give me.
Hey.
No. What are you? Give me that. Why did you give him beer? He is clearly not old enough.
It's root beer. I wouldn't serve a child a beer. The bartender's like, "What's the problem, lady?"
God, y'all's giving me a heart attack. Come on, Malachi.
Okay, Fitz, Carol, what are you guys doing?
Well, I guess if she left the bathroom, we're gonna leave the bathroom too. Girl squad, bathroom time over.
I am like going outside so that like so that she like doesn't see me with Malachi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming out of the bathroom, you see where
Or I
she's
guess it's like
going.
an outdoor thing.
Yeah, she basically just goes up to the like little stage area and just like sits down and has some water and is just like taking a little bit of a me time.
I'm gonna tap over. Fitz, your turn. You direct.
Be direct. You got it. Okay. I'm gonna. Well, no, I probably shouldn't use my last spell slot since I used one on Norah, as was the plan. Okay, I just. Maybe I will. I'm spooked. Yeah, I'm scared of her. I'm gonna cast Protect from Good and Evil on myself.
Okay,
So,
cool.
spell slot gone.
Yep.
I'm now without spells for the day. And I'll go over to her. All right, so I've been instructed to be direct, so I will be direct. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of stare at her.
Okay, she ignores you.
That's fine. She won't be in a second. I'm trying to decide how I want to start this.
It can only go well.
It can only go well, as we've seen from all of Fitz's interactions. That she's really good. I was gonna say, so we know what you're doing to these people, and you really shouldn't do it tonight.
Okay, she kind of looks up at you and she's like, "What are you talking about?"
You really think that you've been subtle? That you could continue doing this and just not get caught? I'm gesturing to all the crowd. You really think that all of these people isn't a giant sign leading straight to you?
I know what you're talking about, lady. Leave me alone.
Listen, we know that you're singing, that your performance is affecting everyone here.
That's their problem.
I think it's your problem. Or it will be if you don't stop.
What? She stands up and is. How tall are you?
I think I'm like 5'6".
Okay, she's like eye to eye with you. She's kind of glaring at you. Well, look, lady, I have to feed too, right? All these people are here having dinner. I need dinner too.
And that's fine. But you should find a way to do it without destroying people's lives.
Look, that's on them. I just do my thing.
Well, I think you're going to go hungry tonight.
Says who?
Says all of us that are here.
Fitz looks behind you. There's nobody here with you.
I know. I'm trying to make her think that there's lots of people like
Oh, okay. I see. Gotcha. Go
with
ahead.
like
Yeah.
like this
great.
is an operation.
I see. Okay, give me an intimidation check.
Trying to lie to her.
Yep.
I know I'm alone right now.
Yeah. Actually, give me deception then.
Do both of them suck because charisma's my lowest.
Shut up.
I like that slightly British voice telling us to turn left onto that one street. Okay, well I dropped the dice and it is 7. I don't have inspiration.
Okay. Okay. She looks you up and down and looks around. She's like, I think you should leave, or I'm gonna have them take you out of here.
I gave my warning. You can listen to it, or you can deal with the consequences later. See, that's the low charisma. I can't speak. And then I'll just like step back. We definitely know she's malicious now, so we can stop being nice to her later.
Okay.
And I'll go, and I'll walk out myself since I don't know where Norah and Malachi are. I'm gonna assume they're out there.
Okay. You guys all
And I'm
regroup.
not gonna look at Carol.
You guys all regroup outside the brewery.
Okay, so yeah, she's definitely like doing this on purpose.
But I'm curious, a manager, she mentioned having a manager to me.
Oh, she
So
did.
there's somebody who's helping her get these gigs.
All she told me was that she was doing this to feed. Like she just, wanted food, which is like understandable, but not like this.
Does she know how it's affecting the other people?
She does, and she doesn't care. She thinks it's their fault.
Well, that's not very nice.
It's not very nice at all. You're right.
So, what did she tell you? She's gonna do it anyway?
She's gonna do it anyway.
Do we want to try and stop her tonight? There's so many people here.
We can't. I
mean-
did vaguely threaten her about that if she were to continue doing that tonight.
How come you're allowed to threaten people? Why can't I? Why am I not allowed to?
Oh, it's a good old fire alarm trick.
Yeah.
I mean, we could, but I mean, she's already been singing. They're probably already charmed.
Yeah.
So I don't know how
but
much good it's gonna do.
And it
Chelsea
could
follows through on
further
threats.
people from being charmed.
Ha-
Sorry.
Has she been doing
follows
this?
through on her threats.
I mean, I'm not sure how threatened I would be if someone's like, "You won't do this, or you're gonna get hurt," and then like all we do is pull a fire alarm.
I mean, put a stop to it. This is just the beginning. We'll escalate. It's that threat of escalation.
Next time we pull 2 fire alarms.
I'm back to the whole let's heckle her every show. She just gives out. Get banned from every establishment in town.
Well, if she's so why does she need to do that? Why does she need to do that? Is there a reason? Like what's the reason for her singing and charming all those people?
I think it's, well,
Said feed.
Like what does she get out of it?
She gets, Nora's like fumbling through, just like, how do I explain that, like, she's taking people's life force to like a 10-year-old? Like,
I vote for blunt honesty.
Yeah. I just
So
look back behind him
what
like
is it?
nothing like
So can you tell me what is she doing? What
she's kind of like a vampire, but instead of blood, it's kind of like their life force.
I mean, that sounds like blood.
Yeah, but good point, okay.
Not in a physical, you can touch it kind of sense.
Oh, like in a magical,
the
spooky
metaphysical.
sort of life force.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe that's why they're all like zombie-like, because she took all the life out of them.
We
But
need to find out.
has she
more about
always been
these
doing
figures.
this? Has she done like this? Only just started happening. She's not.
See, that's what makes me
Is she?
wonder.
I would have thought she'd be a little kid if she'd only just figured it out. It seems like she's probably older than that, right?
Yeah, we need to figure out more about Fae people because that's the other thing too, Fitz. She told me that when she was singing wherever she was before, unless she could have been lying, but that she wasn't getting a turnout like this. So it makes me wonder if she just started to charm people, but I don't know why she would have just started it. She said she's been singing her whole life though, but
Maybe,
I don't know. The Fae people, like, she could be thousands of years old, or she could be like 30. Like, I don't know.
maybe like on their own. Like we don't see large scale operations like this every day. If we did, Faye would be way more of something we would have to like watch and monitor. You know, this would be way more prevalent. Maybe on their own, Faye can only like feed on one person at a time. You know, like or a smaller number, nothing this large scale. And maybe whoever this manager person is somehow enhances her abilities.
That's what I'm wondering.
She's just doing it to feed, but maybe they want something else and like a deal with the devil kind of thing. So she's the weapon behind.
So we do some more research, more studying.
Yeah, your favorite thing, Malachi.
Figure out more about the fairy peoples and why they eat people's souls.
And is there anything we want to do tonight? Or do we want to just let her win this night?
I mean, unless Carol said something about the fire alarm. Do we want to pull the fire alarm? I mean, it seems like maybe we shouldn't just pull all the fire alarms in all the places.
Come on, we're rebellious side. Aren't you like a kid? Don't you want to?
I mean, it's fun, but I'd rather the fire alarm go off because I did something with a fire than just pull the fire alarm.
No one
have to pull it. Yeah.
Okay,
you have to pull it.
It's true.
I got a lighter in here. I'm sure you've got something.
I do. See, and Malachi whips out a lighter.
I figured like magic, but like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, old-fashioned lighter always works too.
I'm working on it. I hadn't got those spells figured out yet. They still are confusing me. But for now, I got this, and he clicks his lighter. It doesn't really light, but he keeps clicking it until it lights.
Yeah. Adorbs.
For real, that actually is something I've got written on my character sheet. Is that he's got a lighter.
That's awesome.
Cute little nugget.
Okay, so what's the plan?
I mean,
So are we just gonna go home tonight and say she gets to suck all those people's souls out and try again later?
we really need to find out this manager.
Unless we want to try something at the end of capturing her.
Or following her.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder. She's got more exits. But how many exits were in
And
this
you
place?
see all of her faces. Except for
There are two public exits, and then probably 2 or 3 staff exits.
hey, can you
Is
ever
this-
cat see invisible people? Your little cat bat.
No. I wish. That would be really cool. Maybe I could send the cat after her.
That's what I
Can
was
the cat
thinking.
follow-
If it's an invisible cat bat.
Would it be super weird if the cat like wandered into the building like a stray cat? It would probably get thrown out, I'm assuming. Or if it could like hang out nearby and try and have the cat follow her if it could figure out where she was.
Maybe
Yeah,
he
you've
just
never tried bringing your cat into a brewery, so you can always try it.
Right. What if do we still have her letter?
Yeah.
Norah, do you still have that letter? My cat can smell really well. Can I give it to her and see if it can track it like a dog?
We can
Like, do cats do that? We could try.
I mean,
Magic cat.
it's a smart cat. Like I think she'd be great at tracking.
yeah, the cat lacks focus.
It does have keen smell. Cats do have advantage on smell perception checks, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It also has an intelligence of 3, so
Yeah, can't really keep it together.
I get with trackers get distracted.
You get distracted by something in the alley.
I mean, we could try to follow her, see where she goes, but she's on edge tonight.
It's like, yeah, she's spooked now.
You can stake out one person a door and, hope that she goes out one of the doors that we're at. But then if we do end up in a confrontation, we're all separate.
And there's a lot of people here.
No,
Maybe we don't cause a big scene here and we try again later.
Just really need to know who that manager is.
Well,
Maybe we can investigate the photos more, see if there's one person that keeps showing up in the background more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, I don't know.
We have photos?
She has an Instagram page.
Oh, yeah.
and it didn't seem like she did much with it.
Right.
It's pretty
but
dead.
What is there? We can investigate more thoroughly. We only used it as a resource before, not as an investigation.
Recurring people that don't look charmed.
Yeah.
Look for
And
recurring
Malachi
people that don't look
definitely
charmed.
That could be him.
Malachi definitely wants to try and do some more research just into Faye more generally.
Okay,
in
so are
whatever
you
time after this.
guys going to do anything precipitous tonight?
On this night.
Which
I
is
don't-
fine. We can do that, or not. And
I
that might
think-
include trying to grab her after the show or whatever.
I think everyone's leaning towards not doing anything tonight, unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
Unless we all want to just choose one door, hope we're lucky, and stake it out.
And then
And what will we do?
Like, are we gonna
Yeah, what,
tackle
like-
her or what?
Well,
I mean, zip ties. Is zip ties always the plan?
I mean,
Look, go with what you know.
exactly. But no,
We're good at kidnapping people, guys. That's our main skill.
I don't think we can kidnap people with being witnesses.
I mean, you guys clearly cannot follow her. That is obviously beyond your ability.
That's going to be beyond our.
So if you want to engage her, it's going to be you see a door open and you jump on whatever came through the door.
punch it. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, there's people here.
I think I say we do that. We try and we pick a door that we think she's likely to go out, and just try and grab the invisible lady. Because she's invisible, that doesn't mean we can't still grab her. We just can't see her.
And then what? When she inevitably screams kidnapping.
Or that manager
I-
could be around to help her or something.
I don't know. I hadn't got that far yet.
That's a good point. The manager might be here tonight.
Mhm. I was like, the only suggestion I was gonna have is like we could try and see if there's like somebody she looks to, you
Yeah.
know, like someone backstage that watches her, like
And the
behind this-
manager's probably not like. I mean, the manager's
There's
watching
not
her.
really a backstage at this place, though, right?
or like behind the curtain or something like that, like someone who's.
Somebody who'd be watching the crowd instead of her during her show.
But that guy's also probably seen us.
Right, but he'd
If
be
he's
staring
like-
at us another tale because he hates us.
So, are we gonna try and just like grab her when she comes out? What? I mean, if she's a big meanie and knows what she's doing and doesn't care, that sounds a lot more like the case that we got the file about from the head office,
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
and
the
they were pretty forceful.
right, but the problem is that we can't just grab her in the middle of a giant crowd of people, especially a giant crowd of people who love her more than anything else.
So
It-
if you grab her from one of the staff exits, the staff exits are all clearly well away from the patrons. So you can if she comes out one of the staff exits, there will not be very many people there.
Yeah, let's go stake out the back and maybe get lucky, because I don't think we'll do very good all in different places.
Well, I mean, if we want to get lucky, sure, we can try. And we just fight her here and now. We just
Why not?
Trying to incapacitate
Didn't
her.
you say you wanted to have less people get charmed?
You're right, but if she's just the weapon, and we attack her, the manager is gonna lay low. We're gonna lose them.
Plus he needs her. We attack her. We've got a bargaining chip.
I mean, well, this wasn't
I
happening,
feel like
but this wasn't happening before. Maybe
They were
maybe
also
he couldn't. He couldn't. Maybe the manager couldn't do anything without someone like her, and if he doesn't like have someone like her, he can't do it.
you can always find someone else like her. She's not the
Well,
only
then we can just go take care of that too. But I think we got a problem in front of us. Why don't we take care of the problem in front of us?
because it's not taking care of the problem in front of us.
My
I'm down
vote
for-
is nab her after the show.
I mean, we can nab her
If we
sure,
can.
I'm down for it, but I'm saying that that's not taking care of the problem.
I vote against not nabbing her and trying to like stake out for the manager or something.
Wait,
She votes not
So
to
you-
fight.
I vote
Okay.
for not trying to kidnap her.
Because like if the manager lays low, they're just gonna get smarter next time.
well, how are we
Yeah.
gonna find out? How do we try and find out about the manager? It's not like she's gonna tell us.
She might.
She didn't seem to like telling you very much tonight.
Well, right. When we were just talking to her casually.
So what's gonna make her want to talk more?
Not talking to her casually.
Okay.
I think we'll have better luck getting her at a different location. Like if we were anywhere else but here, I'd say go for it. But I just think there's too many variables here that we can't control for.
Okay, so we wait for another place like the strip mall that we were at last time, and then try and have a confrontation.
I think so. And that way we'll be more prepared. Like I don't have any spells left personally. So
I got spells. All right, great. Let's call it there. That's basically what I wanted to figure out.
oh, okay, cool.
Okay, great. So you guys did a lot more research, did a lot more legwork, did some proper investigative work, found out a lot more, figured out that there's maybe a manager running things, and found out that Mialassa is just kind of careless. And
Yes.
I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah,
See ya.
good night.
Bye.
Drive safe, Sarah.
We'll let you know when we get there.